This is a rebroadcast of the Charlie Prophet Radio Show. This show was originally broadcast on February 6, 2007 on WXCT AM 990 in Southington, Connecticut. I've edited out the call-in number and the other localized content in order to give you a fresh experience listening. The Charlie Prophet Radio Show returns to the internet at charlieprophet.com. And now we enter into the last half hour of the Charlie Prophet Radio Show. Thanks for spending some time with us this afternoon. You know that my radio program is rooted in the Golden Rule. And the idea is to make sure that you treat other people the way you want to be treated. And you do that in every instance of every interaction with another living being. And I think that when you do that, and you treat other people with the kind of respect that you want, that the Golden Rule kind of manifests itself. It's called the Golden Rule for a reason. Because when it is enacted upon and when it is employed in your life, then you can start to see the fruits of your actions. You can become prosperous and successful. And of course, prosperity and success mean different things to different people. So you can't pigeonhole it and say, well, if you employ the Golden Rule, you're going to be a millionaire. Because that may not necessarily be the case. There's obviously other steps that need to be taken in order to reach that type of success and prosperity. But the point being that by employing the Golden Rule, you start to invoke that ability to become successful and to become prosperous. And this comes down to our very thoughts, the very things that we think. There's one thing in this world that you and only you can control. There's only one thing that you have the ability to control. I don't think you can control anything else. Because everything else is a reaction. Everything else we do is more of a reaction to something that is happening to us. And so in many cases that is not necessarily controllable. But the one thing that you have the ability to control is what's going on in your mind. You have the ability to control your thoughts. You have the ability to control your emotions even. If you want to be happy right now, if you're sad, something upsetting happened to you today, and it's put you in a foul mood and you're sad or upset, you can think about something that you enjoy. You can recall a happy memory, and you can think about things that bring you joy in your life, and it can change the way you feel. Nothing else has that ability. No one else can do that for you. It is only something that you can do for yourself. You choose whether or not seeing someone will make you happy based on your experience with that person. So if you've had a very pleasant experience with someone all your life and they walk into the room, you light up and you're happy to see them. If you've had nothing but bad experiences with a particular individual and they walk in the room, you now will choose to be sad or to be upset or to be not happy. But you can still choose at that moment when someone walks in the room that you do not like, you can still be happy. You can still tell yourself that you're going to be happy even though you've seen this person who you've not gotten along with. I think you can see my point that you have the ability to control everything that goes on in your mind. From what you think about to the way you feel, you have the ability to turn that filter on that God has given us to think about good things and not bad things, nice things, happy things, and not sad things and bad things. So, knowing that you have the ability to control your thoughts and what goes on in your mind, when you're driving down the road, and I use this example all the time because it's the easiest one to use, and it's the one that I think most people can relate to. You're driving down the road and someone cuts you off and you immediately think, oh, that, can't believe that person. Oh, we get upset. We do. I've done it. It's happened to me. But we have the ability to not react that way. And this is why I say that if you invoke the golden rule, you use the golden rule in every instance of every interaction with another living being, not only humans, but, animals and plants, everything that's alive. If you invoke the golden rule, you can bring success and prosperity into your life. It's the building blocks. It's not the only thing, but it is the foundation. It's the foundation for a strong life, for strong character, to build that successful, prosperous life that you want to have. It's not an easy thing to do. It's very easy because we are preconditioned in many cases through watching TV and movies and even in the books that we read, and we tend to mimic what we see on the big screen and the little screen. Tend to mimic what we see into our own lives. We bring it into our own lives. So it's easy to get all riled up when someone cuts you off on the road. But I want to challenge you that as you're driving home from work this afternoon, or if you get stuck in traffic or what have you, and someone cuts you off, instead of thinking something negative about that person, try to think about something positive and realize that we don't know what's going on in that other person's world, because maybe there is an emergency going on in their home. You don't know. So try to think of something more positive and not think something bad about the other person, and invoke the golden rule in that instance in your life. And try to practice doing that with every situation. When you're at the checkout counter and something happens, with the cashier or the person in front of you, or someone bumps into you as you're walking down the, walking in the store, whatever the case may be. Even at home with your own families, try to remember to practice the golden rule and see if that makes a difference in your life, and then report back to me. Let me know if you think it's making any difference in your life. Anton Chekhov said, man is what he believes. And it's kind of like the old saying, you are what you eat. Well, you are what you think. You are what you think. And as we think about things in our lives, we really need to be focusing on what's going to help us and focus on helping others, because that is where the true rewards come. And you don't do it from a selfish standpoint. You don't go out and help someone else because you think, well, I'm going to go help Tom here, and I know that by helping Tom, I'm going to get what I want. And that's not the way the universal law works. But if you have complete and true intentions, if your intentions are pure, and you really want to help other people, then it does come back to you tenfold. I do believe the Bible says. And I do believe in the Bible, and I'm not afraid to say that. It plays a big part of my life and how I believe and what I think, and I try to do my best. I'm not a perfect individual by any stretch of the imagination, and I wouldn't want anyone to try to be like me. But hopefully, in our conversations here on the radio program, we can all learn and grow and become better people. That's the idea, just to become better people so that we can have the prosperous and successful lives that we want. because we don't only want it for ourselves. We should want it for each other. Thanks for joining me here on the Charlie Prophet Radio Show.